we're going to do some profit practice today, now that you've learned the steps for solving profit problems. So you have to remember that income, or they also call it earnings, which is the money you take in from other people, the money people pay you, that's income. Take away expenses, which is the amount you paid, equals your profit. So income minus expenses equals profit. And you have to know that you have to know the definitions of these for you to get the problems correct. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Regina sells her homemade loom bracelets for $2.50 each. Each bracelet costs $1.05 to make. How much profit does she make on one bracelet? So my first step is figuring out what I know. Okay, I know that she sells them for $2.50 each, and they cost $1.05 to make. Then it says here one bracelet, so we're just looking for one bracelet. So she sells them for $2.50 each. That means I know that her income is $2.50, and I know her expenses are $1.05 because it cost her $1.05 to make. Now, I'm looking for the profit because that's the only one that's missing. So I'm looking for the profit. So I need to plug in what I know. Okay, remember, profit is income minus expenses. Okay, equals your profit. So I'm going to plug in my numbers. My income was $2.50, or $2.50. So I have $2.50, and my expenses were $1.05. Now I can solve for the profit. So her profit was $1.45. Jasenia spends $2 on materials for each card she makes. If she sells her handmade cards for $5.95, how much profit does she make on each card? Go ahead and pause the video and try to solve the problem. Okay, so Jasenia spends $2 on materials. She is spending that money, so that's an expense. So her expenses are $2 because it just says on each card. So her expenses are $2. Her income, she sells them for $5.95. So her income is $5.95. So now all I have to do is take the $5.95, that's my income, subtract my expenses of $2, and I'll get the profit. So my profit is $3.95. Reggie is participating in a fundraiser to earn money for football gear. He collected $250 from selling stickers. After calculating the expenses, he found that he made a profit of $175. What were his expenses? Now this one's a little bit harder because it doesn't ask you to solve for the profit. But we do the same steps here. So, first, I look for what I know. I know that he collected $250, so that was his income. His income was $250. And I know that his profit was $175. But I don't know what his expenses were. That's what I'm looking for. So, this is just like those simple equations that we all used to solve in love. 250 minus what equals 175. Go ahead and solve it. Okay, so I don't know how y'all solved it, but how I would solve it would be to do 250 minus 175. So the answer would be $75. And we can always check our work here to see if that's the case. So we'll plug in that 75. It's 4. 10 minus 5 is 5. Can't do that, so that'd be a 1. 14 minus 7 is 7, and then bring down the 1. So yeah, that's right. It says that he made a profit of $175, so that's what we have. So his expenses would have to be $75. Next, Jackie and Kayla bake cookies to sell. For each cookie, they spent $75 on toppings and 75 cents on toppings and 89 cents on packaging. If they sold one cookie for $2, how much profit did they make on each cookie? Okay, so we're going to start with what we know. We know that they sold each cookie for $2. So I'm going to put the $2 right here. And we know their expenses, they spent, so those are their expenses, 75 cents on toppings and 89 cents on packaging. So I have to add that up real quick. So let's add up 75 cents and 89 cents. So it's $1.64. So their expenses for each cookie were $1.64. So I plug that in. And now I solve. Income minus expenses equals the profit. So I can't do that, so let's cross out this 20, make it a 19, and then bring this over. So 10 take away 4 is 6, 9 take away 6 is 3, 1 take away 1 is 0. So their profit on each cookie is 36 cents. Find the profit. Okay, well, earnings is the same thing as income. So I do 791, income, minus expenses of 222 is your profit. 11, 8 minus 2 is 6. So it is $569. Find the expense. Alright, so our earnings is the same thing as income. So we do 874 minus our expense is equal to $640. So I don't know about y'all, but again, I just reverse these and I say 874 minus 640 is 234. So that means that my expenses have to be 234. And again, I can go back and check that if I want to. So 874 minus 234 is 640. So my expenses are correct. Find the profit. Okay, so earnings is the same thing as income, so that is $1,044. So income minus expenses, my expenses are $595 is my profit. So income minus expenses is profit. So it would have been $449 for my profit. Find the expense. Okay, so I know my profit is $145. My earnings or my income is $744. So what can I subtract from 744 to get 145? I can do my earnings minus my profit to get my expenses. So I did 744 minus 145. So my expenses were $599, and I can check that. by plugging in my number I found for my expenses. So 744 minus 599 is 145. Andy makes a profit of $3.25 on every pie she sells. The ingredients for each pie cost $3.25. How much does Andy sell each pie for? My first step is to look for what I know. So I know that she makes a profit of $3.25, and the ingredients cost $3.25 for each pie. So I know that her expenses are $3.25 or $3.25 because that's how much the ingredients cost. So I know that her profit is $3.25 and her expenses are $3.25. I don't know what her income is. So instead I can just add these two together and see what she sells each pie for. So she sells each pie for $6.50, and I can check it. So I did $6.50 for her income. Her expenses were $3.25. And that leaves me with a profit of $3.25, just like the problem said. Mark has a lawn mowing business. He spent $99 on parts for the lawnmower and $16 on gas. He charges each client $35. How much profit can he mow 9 yards? I think it's supposed to say how much profit can he make if he mows 9 yards, but... Okay, so we're looking for profit. We know that. And he charges each client $35, and he mows 9 yards. So our income is 9 times 35, and our expenses were $99 on parts and $16 on gas. So that would be 99 plus 16. So our income is $315, and our expenses were $115. Now I need to subtract them. And the profit is $200 because we did 315. Take away 115 is 200. The cupcake shop sells vanilla cupcakes for $4. It costs them $2 to make each cupcake. How much profit will they make if they sell a dozen cupcakes? Now a dozen, just because I'm being nice, is 12. So if they sell 12 cupcakes. So they sell vanilla cupcakes for $4. I'm assuming that's each. So $4 each, and they sell 12. So their income was $48. Now it cost them $2 to make each cupcake. So it cost them $2, and they made 12. So that'd be 24. Now I need to subtract to figure out the profit. My profit would also be $24 because 48 minus 24 is 24. Jamie builds birdhouses and sells them at a farmer's market. The material to build each birdhouse costs $13. He sells the birdhouses for $20 each. How much profit will Jamie make if he sells 3 birdhouses? So the materials to build each house cost $13. That means that Jamie is paying $13 for each house. And he sells the houses for $20 each. That means his income for each house is $20. And it says here that he sells 3 houses. So I know my income would be $20 times 3 because it's $20 each and he sold 3. So $20 times 3 is $60. Ooh. And my expenses for each birdhouse are $13. So I would do $13 times 3 equals $39. Now I have my income and my expenses. I can find my profit. So the profit he would make if he sold 3 birdhouses would be $21. Luke makes $30 every time he mows a yard. If it costs him $8 in gas each time he mows, how much profit does Luke make from mowing 4 yards? Okay, so we know he makes $30 every time he mows a yard. That's income. So he makes $30 every time. But it costs him $8 every time in gas. So that's an expense because it costs Luke something. Then it says, how much profit does Luke make after mowing 4 yards? So I would figure out my income. 30 times 4 is $120. So he was paid $120. But it cost him $32 to mow all 4 yards. So then I can find my profit. 8. So he really made $88. He gained $88. Maisie has a lemonade stand on the weekends. She charges $1 per cup of lemonade. It costs her 25 cents to make a cup of lemonade. How much profit is her lemonade stand making per customer? So Maisie is charging people $1 per cup. That means she's taking in $1 every time she sells a cup. And it only costs her 25 cents to make a cup of lemonade. So how much is her profit for each cup? We would just do $1. Take away 25 cents. So 0, can't do 0 minus 5, so I go next door. I'll underline that, make it a 9. 10, 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. So the answer is she's making 75 cents, or her profit is 75 cents per cup. Next, Mac makes homemade dog biscuits to sell at his mother's grooming salon. He spent $10 on the ingredients to bake the biscuits. How many biscuits will Mac need to sell to break even if he sells them for $2 each? Alright, so we know that he sells the biscuits for $2 each, but he spent a total of $10 on the ingredients. So he spent $10. And it says to break even. Break even just means that he didn't make any money, but he didn't lose any money. So that'd be $0. So with a profit of 0. Right? So we know that he sells each of the biscuits for $2, but we need his income to be a total of 10. So 2 times what equals 10? We know that 2 times 5 is equal to 10. So he needs to sell 5 biscuits. Because if he sold 5 biscuits at $2 each, that'd be 5 times $2. That would equal $10. Right? And then $10 minus the $10 on the ingredients. So $10 minus $10 is equal to 0. So he at least has to sell 5 biscuits to break even.